It's very important, and I'm going to have Glenn Steckling at Laughlin this year speaking. It's very important you listen to him, because Glenn Steckling is the son of Fred Steckling, who was the gatekeeper for the Adamski material. In other words, Fred Steckling accompanied George Adamski all over Europe. George Adamski stayed at his house, and a week before he died, Adamski gave Fred Steckling a leather briefcase that Glenn is carrying around now with a lot of things that are interesting. He showed me a Polaroid picture that's very interesting. Plus, he has a gold coin from Pope John the 23rd, because just before he died, Pope John the 23rd was waiting for George Adamski. Pope John the 23rd, if you study, go on Google, had an encounter in Castel Gandolfo with a blonde ET that came up to him and told him some things. And so by the time Adamski did all the tour of Europe, he went to the kings and queens and so forth, you know, to tell them, to give them a precise message. This is 1950s now. His contact was called Orthon. These people, whether it was Adamski, Van Tassel, Menger, or Eugenio Siracusa, said the people came from Venus. Now, is there life on Venus? There probably is, and we'll never know because it's being wiped out on from the film, or it's being canceled from the film, or if there's some strange structures, it's not on any film, because then we start a whole other dialogue. I asked Glenn Steckling, about the Venus thing, because he was very interesting what he told me about what NASA said about calibrating the satellites when they went by Venus. It is not that it's too hot to live on Venus. So anyway, these people call themselves Venusians. They could be from Venus, or maybe they're not from Venus, but they were human-type beings who call themselves Venusians. Now, Timothy Good has done an amazing job. I quoted his book, and I think you saw Earth and Alien Enterprise at the beginning of my presentation, because it covers the Amichitsa case. But Timothy Good met some of Adamski's people. He met the woman that has the Adamski film footage of the ships. There's movies. It's not that he made up the pictures in the 1950s. There's movies of the ship coming down that looks like that with the three balls underneath in a garden. The contact was real. Adamski was real, but he was also one strange person. Adamski, like Billy Meyer, went to India. And when I hear people going to India and spending a lot of time in India, I begin to think, okay, now there's esoteric knowledge hidden in India about ETs and about the whole entire UFO phenomenon that some of these people found out about in advance. So anyway, in the book, Earth and Alien Enterprise, and I think everybody should buy that book. It's just amazing because it talks all about there's one case of human-type alien group that landed in Helena, Montana, that the ship, there was something wrong with the ship, so this boy from his farm was watching them fix their ship on his land. Why aren't these things reported? All we see is little gray aliens running around like cartoons, abducting people. And it's ridiculous we don't look at the entire picture, and certainly ridiculous that we don't look at the history of ufology. It's not too much trouble, and people shouldn't be telling you what to think, because you have to know the books, and you have to know the dates, and you have to know what happened, and you have to talk to the people in order to get the truth. In this case, the Adamski is not talked about. Adamski is real. I not only spoke to Desmond Leslie about it later when he met Colonel Corso, because he's the one that wrote the book Flying Saucers Have Landed, but he also shared with us Adamski did not have an umbilical cord. He had like a star thing that came out, and he was kidding around and said he's one of them. Well, I'm wondering what Tesla had, because Tesla, I think, also has a strange background. So, do we have space people walking among us? I asked Glenn Steckling that, and you can ask him that at Laughlin when he comes November 10th to 12th. Yes. And he told me several incidents where he and his mother saw them walking down the street in England. So could they mix with us? Yes. Colonel Corso said that in the book that I just wrote that what was, the body was a clone, extraterrestrial biological entity, and they were scared to death that whoever made that clone was walking among us. In other words, that the beings were mixed in with humans, and he said they could be walking the halls of the Pentagon. So anyway, the Adamski lecture tapes are invaluable. You can get them online. They talk about the shift from war economy to a space economy, which is what Kennedy talked about. It would have switched our economies. We would not be in a wonderful war economy right now. If we could have done it back in the 50s, it was a time in the timeline where it could have been switched, and we chose the war economy. But then Adamski added, you have to create the wars.